I never really know how to start these. I know I start them the same way every time, but it's always that awkward.
Welcome, Pathfinders, to another exciting podcast episode of Find the Path's actual play podcast of Mummy's Mask. I'm not actually the GM, but Rick couldn't decide what he wanted to do to start it with. And so
that sounds
Jordan
more
Jenkins
like an opening for like Sesame Street. Hey, kids!
I don't know. They always
Jordan's way too excited in the morning, guys.
I'm excited to fight cockroach swarms.
No,
Welcome to
not.
episode 7 of Find the Path. Yes, that was Jordan on mic 2, I think. I don't know. I don't think we have actually.
We haven't
the cat mic.
The cat mic.
No,
They're all cat
that's
mics.
They're all cat mics.
5/6.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Welcome to episode 7 of Find the Path podcast. Back for another episode of fun, exciting exploration of tombs and death. When last I left off, I believe the entire party was about to be eaten by insects.
Cockroach swarm.
I don't think I killed anyone yet.
Nope.
You got close. You got really close.
Yeah.
Did I?
We
Well,
almost
yeah,
lost
there's
our
some-
cleric.
Was it 2 episodes ago? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 3 episodes back now.
3 episodes? I don't know.
Yeah, the drowning sarcophagus trap, which is pretty phenomenal. Anyway, so yes, when last we left our heroes, they'd continued their exploration of the Tomb of Akhentep, delving further and further into the necropolis of Wati. They had fought some giant beetles, which had proved to be very little of a challenge to the party, and then had subsequently continued their exploration, finding a number of secret passages, including one that, unfortunately this time, our rogue had missed the summon swarm trap, and there was a swarm.
I'm still only 2nd level. Jeez, guys.
That is true.
I'm always looking for traps.
Always looking for traps. Constant paranoia. So anyway, I believe we had left off with an initiative roll, so let's queue up our Sirenscape. He says waiting for it. There we go. Alright, so initiative from our party. Let's start with Jessica. What did Sitra get?
15.
Nope,
Sagira.
No,
Sagira,
Sagira.
sorry.
Sagira got a 15.
I know your names. And Jordan, who's playing Sudi?
13.
13. Rachel?
Actual Sitra got an 18.
Actual Sitra gets an 18. And Heather gets a...
17.
Well, not Heather gets a, but Heather will.
Onuris gets a 17.
It's a 17. Well, you guys are like clumped right in there. Let's see if we go high or low for this this cockroach swarm. Middle of the road.
Low swarm. Low swarm.
So as previously stated, there's a flash of red light and a massive swarm of small biting cockroaches appears from nowhere. I kind of wish that they were scarabs, but I'm sure I'll have a chance to kill people with scarab swarms later. I'm gonna hope that there's like a random commoner so it can do that scene from The Mummy.
What?
Where everyone else, like all the heroes are running away, but that one guy trips and falls.
And then it just gets consumed by like the carpet.
It's basically the red shirt just to show that the heroes are in some sort of danger.
Yeah.
But there's a flash of light, a cockroach swarm appears. Just gonna toss them there because they're occupying all 4 squares that you guys are currently occupying, so
Fun.
it's pretty much the same.
Yay.
Top of the initiative, Sitra, you have first initiative.
Yeah, but I was trying to see if I had anything magically in my rogue's kit that could help us.
I believe all of you had attempted to knowledge nature last time, and Jessica determined that this was some sort of marsupial.
And the rest of us are like, no, those are cockroaches.
No, guys.
Well, crap, 'cause I don't have a bludgeoning weapon, which is, I know what you need against
What are all these 6-legged spiders doing here?
Just stomp them. Hit them with your lamp.
You have your lamp.
Does my lamp act as a bludgeoning weapon?
Your lamp.
'Cause if not, I can...
Consulting
I don't think I
horror
have this
rulebook.
with me, though. Because I'm like, I'll just take my iron pot and just start going bam, bam, you know? But I don't think we actually brought, like, that kind of stuff with us.
The kitchenware.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't think we were planning on spending the night down here, so probably not.
So what type of lamp do you have? Just a regular?
I have a hooded lantern.
Hooded lantern. Very well. Yes, so what you can basically do is you could smash it against the ground. There's going to be a 50% chance that it actually ignites.
What do you mean ignites?
Well, effectively, you smash it down onto the ground, but there's a 50% chance whether or not the oil reserve in the lantern catches with the fire.
Ooh, but I have a torch, so I could help you.
Actually,
If you have
can
you have extra things of oil, you could also pull those out and just shatter it on the ground. But
yeah, I think because I mean, I could just use the oil that's in there and try to just spread it across them.
Yeah, I mean, I can light it on fire with my torch. So.
Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and use the oil reserve that I have, and I'm gonna try to just douse bugs with me.
Okay, so basically you're just gonna like uncork the bottom of it, does a swift action like blow out the lantern and begin shaking all the oil out onto the ground.
Yeah.
Alright.
But I'm gonna 5-foot step out of that square so I get more of the cockroaches.
What's this?
Yeah, what is that?
So around the outside of this room, so the party is currently in a 25-foot by 25-foot square room. A number of crates and the boxes and everything else of the treasures have been set up around the outside of the room, leaving the center of the room clear. Right next to you are a number of barrels that you can clamber up on top of.
What's in the barrel?
It was like foodstuffs.
Yeah, it was
All
rotted.
rotted food, yeah,
Oh.
and useful.
I was gonna say if it was wine, we could just do that and slap it.
No, I think there was some more nard that the cat was planning on drinking.
You don't drink nard.
Don't drink.
The cat has a name.
That's fine.
Anyway, I will clamber up onto the barrel,
Alright.
kicking cockroaches off of my feet frantically, and then trying to douse as many of them with my oil.
But not your own companions.
Trying not to. Sorry, guys, if you get a little singed.
So you will need to make a climb check to get on top of the barrel. It's like a DC 5, so I'm pretty sure you could probably pass that without rolling a 1.
Will a 19.
At 19,
top
you would
of the barrel.
leap dramatically up on top of it, basically just kicking off. Steady yourself on the barrel before beginning to douse oil everywhere, and I suppose swat cockroaches out of your hair as they're already clamoring everywhere.
Oh.
Onuris.
Do you have to have like a feat to use your shield as a weapon, or can I just smash these
Oh,
things?
you have a fancy shield.
No, you can shield bash.
Yeah, then I'm gonna take a 5-foot step back so I'm not in the gross form. And then I'm gonna shield bash. It's just what, strength plus base attack, like usual, right?
Yeah, it's a standard attack as far as your shield bash is concerned. The only difference is that you lose your shield bonus to your AC
That's
whenever
fine.
you start
These,
shield bashing.
these things are gonna swarm over us anyway, so what does it matter? Do. What is this? A light steel shield?
It is a light steel shield.
So what's the damage for that?
The damage for your light steel shield is 1d4.
Okay, well I get a 15 to hit the swarm.
A 15 would not hit the cockroach swarm.
Ooh.
You just kind of swing down and begin crushing a couple of them underneath you, but you're really taken aback.
Interesting.
So you present your scorpion shield and cutting from
I have a
Onuris.
scarab.
That's right, it's the scarab shield. Yes, he was not the scorpion king.
I have Akhentep's Kopesh and his shields.
I'm gonna find his corpse and take his headdress. Sagira.
It's creepy.
As soon as I didn't. I'm Akhentep reborn.
I just want to stomp some cockroaches.
Very well. So you may make an attack roll to stomp said cockroaches.
What kind of penalty?
It's an unarmed strike, so it would normally provoke an attack of opportunity, but swarms don't threaten.
Okay.
So
I get a 15.
15, you would crush a couple of bugs under your feet, but you appear to have missed the vast majority of the horde, flailing around and trying to get as many of them off of you as they clamber up,
And then I'm going to step back out of the swarm. That's
crawling into your
gross.
armor.
Blah.
From Sagira, we go to Sudi.
I'm gonna light this oil on fire.
You should get out of the
My
oil
torch.
first.
Am I in the oil, or is
No,
it
it's
the
in one
next to
square,
me?
so it would be in the square that,
Next to you.
yeah, Sitra occupied and then stepped out of.
Okay, so I'm gonna use, I guess it's a standard action to light that oil on fire.
So you begin poking down into the oil with your torch. The oil would burst into light, blazing. Rachel, I'll need you to roll me a d3 for the damage for that, since it's your oil.
3. Wait,
3 points.
wait, 2.
2.
Wait, hold on. 1, 2 is 1, 2, 3,
Is to
and then
It's
5,
1,
6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 4.
So 2 points of damage to the cockroach swarm as it blazes to light. The air fills with the screams of thousands of cockroaches.
Are you going to move?
and
You
I'm
still have
gonna-
move action remaining.
And then I'm gonna hop up on the thing, the little barrel next to me.
Alright, climb check. DC 5.
25.
25, very well. You would leap up on there, trying your best to like shake out your robes as you already have cockroaches swirling around inside of your clothing.
You.
And that brings us to the cockroach swarm. It's definitely exiting that. So the cockroach swarm swarms up, swarming out into a continuous line, piling over everyone except for Sudi, who just jumps up on top of the thing, and a couple of small cockroaches come flying at you. The rest of them take to the wing,
Gross.
buzzing up through the air before attacking all of you. Effectively, they just enter your square, which provokes an attack of opportunity from everyone but Sudi as they enter into your squares.
I
that's
get
better.
a 22.
Alright, Citra gets a...
15.
that will miss. And on yours.
18.
18? Very well. Yes, Citra misses. The other two of you successfully hit and do no damage. As fine-sized swarm, they cannot be damaged by physical sources, bludgeoning or otherwise.
Well, that's going to change our tactics a little bit.
They can be burned by a torch and things like that, but they cannot be damaged by physical sources.
Lovely.
I kind of am on board with going in that room and closing the door behind us.
We live in this room now.
They're going to have to come back through here probably to get out.
Well, I have
Maybe they'll have dissipated by that time.
I have literally 0 things I can do.
I have a torch.
I don't even have a torch.
Rachel's out of oil now. So the cockroaches fly up there and then, yep, they attack. They do not have to roll to hit, so they just roll damage. Dealing 3 points of damage to Sitra, 6 points of damage to Onuris, and 4 points of damage to Sagira. As they begin biting and viciously chewing at all of you. You all feel a little nauseous. Sitra.
I'm going to take a move action to draw a torch out.
It's in your backpack, so it's going to be a full round action to retrieve it.
Full round action, because apparently fire is the only thing that's really working against these things. So
Yeah, if you can get your
I'll
torch
add a
over mine, I can light your torch.
Well,
Well,
you
I'm
have
pretty sure the floor's on fire right now.
just that one square that you exited.
Yeah, so I'm right next to it.
No, that works too.
You can feasibly take a 5-foot step if you want to hop down, otherwise you're ending your turn in the swarm.
I'm gonna hop over to the next side so that I
Oil.
can stay close to it so I can light my torch the next
So Sitra leaps down to the floor. So basically, so far the party has doused a bunch of oil, lit it on fire, and then flailed, sadly and effectually, at the cockroach swarm, which continues to buzz angrily at all of you.
That's a pretty accurate assessment of our
What
combat.
was in the room that we came out of?
It was the hallway with the stairs coming down. So you basically came down the stairs behind the secret passageway off of the flooded chamber. Although the flooded chamber is no longer flooded, it's just damp. From Sitra, we go to Onuris.
What kind of action is it to activate my shield? Is it
It
just
is a standard action.
Alright, well they need to make a DC 11, we'll save.
You call upon the power of your scarab shield. I think it does some cool things. Protect his wielder from swarms. If a mindless swarm attempts to enter the wielder's space, the swarm must attempt a will save.
It's a DC 11. And they'll leave me alone as long as I don't attack them.
That is correct. So they get to make a will save. You get a 4.
Yeah, so they're avoiding.
Yeah, so
my
the swarm's just
square.
like, oh, this guy. He's got a scarab shield. He's cool.
I have a torch in my backpack. I use a move action to throw my backpack to
Cool.
Sagira.
Okay.
So you unsling your backpack and toss it.
There's a torch in there.
I like how calm Onuris is. These bugs are just swarming past. He's like, shield. Okay, the bugs are off me. Hey, here's a torch. I hope you don't die.
This guy's weird.
Sagira, I suppose, catches the backpack out of the air.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna move out of this cockroaches and dig in this backpack.
Very well. So you would step back, the cockroach slowly pushing you back into a corner, although there's a door behind you.
Yep.
The doors are weighted, so they slowly close back, so you would have to open it again. So 4 on action, you retrieve that, bringing us around to Sudi.
Alright, I'm going to step off of these barrels since I seem to have the only weapon available currently. I'm going to swing.
Sudi's gonna go on the attack.
Actually, can I flurry of blows with my torch?
It is not a monk weapon.
Oh, that's true.
Torches
then I will
should
do
be a
this.
monk weapon.
I have a wilt. I wonder if those, what are they called?
Flaming.
The flaming balls.
Yeah, there are
on
the
the spike
flaming balls.
I wonder if those are monk weapons.
I don't know, I'd have to look them up. But I don't have those right now, so I'm going to swing my torch at them. Get a 22.
A 22 will hit the swarm.
How much damage does it do? Just like a d6? Or
A torch. Oh, sorry, it is an improvised weapon, so you do take -4.
already? It was a
I believe
18,
that would
yeah.
make that an 18.
Yeah.
So what it does is you're a medium-sized creature, so it is a medium-sized torch. So it does bludgeoning damage, which does absolutely nothing to the swarm,
Yeah,
and
it's-
if you hit it, automatically does 1 point of fire damage.
Ooh, alright, well, I did a point of
You did a point of fire damage, though. You have damaged the swarm.
Aye. Maybe they'll stay away from me because I have fire. Figure me.
That will bring us to the cockroach swarm. Well, it completely ignores Onuris because he basically presents his shield dramatically and then throws his backpack across the room, like Captain America.
I'm helping.
No, that's not how that works.
So the swarm pours down off of the crates, climbing back across the Sitra. The other swarm then turns over and climbs across Sudi.
Attack of opportunity. I get a 17 minus 4 is 13.
A 13 will not hit your target.
I'm having a feeling like we might not be able to actually win this.
But you would send a couple of these cockroaches. They would enter your squares. They would then bite with their swarming bite. 3 points of damage to Sitra, 4 points of damage to Sudi. Following that, they would climb across all of you, biting, clawing into your hair and such before there would be a brilliant flash of red,
That's what I was wondering.
and they're gone.
Okay, that's good.
Not exceptionally high caster level for that trap.
People are injured. I shall channel.
Sudi
Onuris still
furiously
calmly
checks his
delivering.
Are you sure you're not a paladin?
I'm going to.
He's actually played by Keanu Reeves.
Whatever. Oh, hey, everybody gets 6 hit points back.
I'm at full.
Huzzah.
Great. That was wonderful.
You do garner experience for defeating a challenge rating of 3.
Oh.
Dang.
Netting the party 200 XP.
Well,
to be
they're
perfectly
immune
honest,
to everything
yeah.
but, like, magic, and we don't have a wizard with us, so no burning hands.
Yes, I have found your weakness.
Oh, jeez.
Diminutive swarm, or tiny swarms.
I suppose all of you dust yourselves off.
I still stand by my thought that we should have just gone through the door.
Apparently they disappear after 2 rounds or whatever.
Yeah,
so
so
yeah.
we probably could have just gone through the door and said, no.
Just wait it out.
Just run.
Now we go through the door.
Yeah, okay. Sagira's gonna open the door now and, like, go in it.
Very well.
And we see another bright flash and run like hell.
It summons a second swarm!
Oh god, it resets instantly.
This time of scarabs, because that's way more thematic. Opening up this...
Oh, wait, I have to give your backpack back to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that.
Are you guys lighting any more torches? Your lantern's out of oil now.
Then I'll light a torch.
Very well. So 2 torches, I believe there's still a light spell on...
Me.
Yes.
I have
So-
dark vision.
And Onuris is rocking the dark vision.
But my cleric's kit apparently came with 10 torches, so I have torches for days, guys.
Good to know.
The door would open up into a large passage. Well, a thin passage, but a long one. The ceiling in here is about 6 feet high. The entirety of the passage, you'd say, is probably the better part of 40 feet in overall length. And then it ends at a simple, unadorned door.
I'm going to check for traps as we're going along.
Good
Say
plan.
Sudi eyes the road now.
Very well. You can make me a perception roll for checking the hallway.
15.
Very well. The hallway up to the door is untrapped.
Cool. Check the door, please.
Check
Door
everything.
for traps.
Sagira's gonna stand around.
That'd be a 20.
Making your way up to the door, looking this over. The door is untrapped and unadorned.
Okay. Sagira's gonna open the door and hope that everything's okay.
Opening the door, the false chamber that you'd entered into earlier was massive in size, as well as in design, providing, you'd say, an exceptionally tempting target. This chamber is small, about 15 feet at a side, maybe 20 feet in overall depth. A vast majority of this chamber is occupied by a large sarcophagus, covered in gold leaf, which rests on a raised stone platform in the center of this chamber. The casket's cover is carved in the likeness of an adult man with his arms crossed over his chest and covered with a thick coat of dust. 2 ornate-looking chests sit beyond the dais in the far corners of the room, and between them stand 2 large funerary urns. There are no other exits.
This might actually be the real tomb.
Check everything for traps.
I will check everything thoroughly.
Very well.
Onuris learned his lesson last time. He will wait for the rogue before he goes to read the stuff on the sarcophagus.
They can learn.
Reading can kill.
Yes. Making your way into the room, I will allow you to make a perception roll. Actually, I'll allow the entire party to make a
I hope
perception
there's
roll.
something undead in here, because that's my favorite enemy.
I only got a 12.
I
got a 20.
18 for me.
I get a 20 as well, or Onuris gets a 20.
Very well.
Sagira gets a 22.
And what did you make searching for traps?
13.
Looks clear as far as the traps are concerned. You'd kind of step into the room, glance a little bit around, starting a circuit around the outside of this sarcophagus, keeping an eye on that and looking for any signs of pressure plates or points where arrows could shoot out of, or javelins, or spear tips, or at this point magical runes, or bugs, or the entire thing's just full of bugs. You would not notice the threat in this chamber.
Oh.
You would circle around the right-hand side of the sarcophagus before, at the last moment, all of you would hear a hissing scrape of metal, sounding something akin to a sword being drawn free from a scabbard. You would turn and dart your eyes down before you would see what appears to be a 3-foot-long cobra, which is curled up around the head of the sarcophagus. Your light would glint off of this, betraying it to be a metal construct, as the sides of it would unfurl like a king cobra, giving it its, what I believe is the proper term for it,
Yeah.
as it would loom up, hissing with its small gemstone eyes before launching itself to the attack.
Man, that's cool. I want to keep it.
Did I notice it?
No, it's on the other side of the sarcophagus. No one in the party notices
okay,
it.
we'll
Its
go
stealth
there.
is super high.
Because, yeah, my Eyes of the Hawk domain ability, I get a +2 to my initiative if I act in the surprise attack round, so
Oh.
I need to kind of, try to stay on top of that so I remember.
Nope, sorry.
Just the snake construct. That sounds baller.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
It's not an undead thing, so I don't get my bonuses, which is lame. But
I was gonna say we've actually managed to go through this entire thing so far.
I know I
fought
picked rock. I should
0
have picked
and
animal.
Trust me, that undead will come in handy.
Yeah, I know. But that's kind of the downside of rangers. You have to pick the thing. Man, I wish we could somehow like make this thing stop trying to kill us and keep it as a cool pet.
Well, it's a.
If only.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not an animal, so we
It's
can't,
a
handle
like
animal.
ruby eyes. Sounds amazing.
Somebody take craft construct, and you too can have your own iron
Somebody
cobra.
fix it.
I don't actually know if it's made of iron. I'm just calling it that because it
It's
sounds
shiny.
All right.
It's
I'm
made
going
of
to need
shinies.
initiative from the party. It is going to get its own surprise attack round, though.
Cool. Boo. My initiative though is not boo, so there's that.
Mine is.
Mine's pretty okay.
All right. Sagira.
Sagira's gonna get 13. No, 15.
15 for Sagira. Sudi.
17.
17. Sitra.
5.
5. Wow, you were really surprised by this guy. On yours.
14.
14. Surprise attack round, the Iron Cobra is the only thing that can go. It lashes out with its bite attack. Doing a s before biting at you. Oh, that's an 18 to hit your flat-footed AC.
Yeah.
Yep. So it bites onto you viciously, clamping down with its vice-like jaws, hitting you for 4 points of damage. Unbeknownst to you, as there's just a lot of pain in your leg. Tiny needles would protrude out of its jaws, ramming into your flesh. I'm going to need a fortitude
Dang it.
save.
It, like its counterpart in the animal kingdom, is poisonous.
16.
Venomous.
16. Yes, it's only poisonous if you're eating it. It is
Today I
venomous.
learned.
Yes. 16, you'd feel a little bit of a numbness begin to go through your leg, but you kind of just shake it and push on.
That's lucky.
Alright, that was its surprise attack round as it was stealthing there. Round 1 of combat, the Iron Cobra gets first initiative,
Dang you,
and it
small,
bites you
squiggly
again.
crumbly.
Oh, this thing.
Right back around. That would be an 18, which I believe is the same thing I rolled, and you were still flat-footed. Only 2 points of damage that time as it rears back before hissing, lunging in, and biting into your ankle.
Still only have 5 hit points.
Ah!
I will need a fortitude save from you.
How many doses of this stuff
Oh.
does it have?
11.
This is gonna be a problem.
You feel woozy, but you're still fighting through it. Whatever poison is in this, you're going to guess that it's either decayed with age or wasn't that potent to begin with. It would rear back, flaring out its hood again and beginning to bob and weave back and forth with a constant metallic scrape, scrape, scrape. Sudi,
It dances.
hiding
for
out in the
you.
hallway.
Alright, I have no idea what this thing
Yes,
is,
right before he
so I'm
bites
gonna go
me
with
again.
what my instincts say, which is to go punch it.
At the moment, you don't even see it. It's on the other side of the sarcophagus, so you just see her recoiling and screaming as
Are you
something
gonna
keeps
come
hitting
around
her
the other
leg.
side? Sarcophagus?
Whatever, 30 feet. Is that 30 feet? Can I get over to there?
You're not gonna jump on top of the sarcophagus?
I was gonna say, I was gonna jump on top of the sarcophagus,
please
but I can't do it in 30 feet, so...
No,
You are a
do
follower
not
of Pharasma, though. I don't know if you want to run on top of a sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Onuris will yell at you.
It's fine. You can yell at
10,
Sagira.
15...
20 feet.
Oh, it's 25 feet over there. Okay, I'm gonna go over there on the opposite side of the sarcophagus. From,
Rounding the corner, there's a
Sitra.
giant metal cobra.
And this would be a fine time to be the Iron Fist and just be able to punch right through this, but I'm gonna punch it with my normal fist.
But if you have to be the Iron Fist, nobody's gonna like you.
That's only on Netflix. Danny's actually pretty cool in the comics.
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm gonna get a 16 to punch it.
A 16 will not hit.
Oh, dang.
It would dart
Dang it.
quickly out of the way, hissing up at you,
Well, that's
flicking its tail back and forth and staring up at you with its ruby eyes.
There's a snake here, guys. it is not a normal snake. It's definitely metal.
Since
The most metal snake I've ever seen.
Okay, so we're just like I'm just imagining like this thing comes up and this little speakers come out from the hood and it's just playing like metal music while it's attacking.
Sagira.
I'm gonna jump on this coffin.
Very well.
Yeah, we're not supposed to desecrate
Too bad,
tombs.
sorry.
You'll either need to make an acrobatics check or a climb check to clamber on top of it. The acrobatics is going to be much harder.
I'm gonna climb because that's better for me anyway.
Very well.
I'm only gonna get a 6 though.
6. You begin to basically like run forward, try to leap before catching your shin on the sarcophagus and dropping back. You've used up 15 feet of movement at
Try
this point.
again. That's better. I get a 16 this time.
All right, you're much less dramatic this time and clamber on top of it, so it'll be another 10 feet to get on top of the sarcophagus, another 5 feet as you run to the head of it, straddling across the shoulders of
perfect.
Akhentep.
I can still hit it.
Sorry, Akhentep.
You shouldn't have put the snake here, man. And then I'm going to slash down at it with my Kopesh.
Very well. I have the high ground.
I'm going to get a 19 to hit it. With the high ground, that's a +1, right?
Yes.
So a 20.
A 20 will strike your target.
Okay. That's going to be 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. You would viciously cut into the cobra, glancing off a number of its scales, still doing some damage as you dent the side of it, but not nearly as much as you were hoping for.
Cool.
That's my descriptive term for damage reduction.
Mm-hmm. And do I know anything about this? I probably don't have
Knowledge
a skill.
Arcana.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Yep.
I know it's not a snake, though. A real live snake.
No, it is definitely not a real life snake.
Okay. You're right, it is pretty metal.
It stares up at you,
very
its little
metal.
fangs like protruding in and out like little injectors.
It's actually a really strange snake.
It's a really weird snake. Onuris. Left all alone back in the hallway.
Alright, it's 30 feet.
I'm sure he's yelling at me.
Citra, yes. We're
Onuris
not
comes running
supposed to desecrate the tomb.
There's nowhere else for me to stand.
There's space on either side of it.
No, there's boxes and stuff.
Yeah, there are large ornate crates on either side of it.
But you'll stand on a sarcophagus and not a crate.
I couldn't get to those.
You get 8 hit points back.
And
It's
by
fine.
you, she means...
Citra.
Citra.
And booped her on the face. Like this.
I
Not a
don't,
boob. That's
if you're
that's like a
curious-
rub.
I
Yeah,
don't
well,
think.
Jess basically
You
just
run
put
up
her-
and sensuously rub her in the face.
I do
Yeah.
not do that. I run up
Just
and
put her
touch
hand
her
on
on
my
the
face.
shoulder.
He's very chaste.
Consensually touches it.
And we haven't talked about it in character.
Okay, fine.
Yes, but they
Not
do not
in
do what Jessica did, which is reach over and literally just put her hand on Jordan's face and kind of rub a little bit.
And then she like pulled it down like very like yeah.
You healed.
It was awkward, is what we're saying.
Regardless, you run forward, cry out to the power of Horus. Citra,
I love this.
I would like
your
to
leg
roll
hurts somewhat less now.
13 for Knowledge Arcana.
With a 13 on your Knowledge Arcana, you'd be able to identify this as an iron cobra.
Oh, wow, that's
It is a simple construct that resembles a hooded cobra made of metal. The iron cobra is typically used as a bodyguard or guardian of treasure, although its magical ability to unerringly locate creatures means it can also be used as an assassin.
Oh, that's fun.
You may ask one question pertaining towards the iron cobra.
Damage reduction?
What is its damage reduction?
It has a damage reduction of 5 everything.
Well, that's a problem. That's
Thanks.
a problem.
So there's no getting around that. It's
I'm
just a
popping
construct.
the gemstones out of your eyeballs thing.
Okay, well, I guess I will attempt to beat it with my kukri.
Y'all can clamber onto those
As an
chests.
interesting side note, despite its small size, it weighs 100 pounds.
It's
Wow.
made of
Good
metal.
to know.
It is the most
Rolling
metal
that
of
one,
cobras.
so not hitting anything. I'm still like, oh my god, there's a needle in my leg.
And then he touched you. Like this.
I did not do that. Oh my gosh.
We'll let the fans decide.
Are you going to hold your ground there?
I'm gonna clamber onto the box.
Okay.
So you can plank.
Well, flank and because I get the high ground bonus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because if Sudi moves up there.
You will need to make a climb check to get up on top of the box.
That would be an 11.
An 11? Yeah, no problem. That will bring us back around to the top of round 2. Much as hopefully all of you are probably just like, it's like, maybe this one will disappear too. Nothing happens and the Iron Cobra turns and lashes out at... You know what? It's going to attack up at Sagira.
I never assume things are going to disappear. That's been really weird.
It happened one time and now I assume everything's an illusion. Geez, pretty good. 18.
Yeah, he hits.
That's a third 18 in a row with this guy.
Dang it, why did he have such an accurate snake?
This is a really well-made
I
snake.
mean, it's almost like it's a machine.
Although this time it clamps down onto your foot for 7 points of damage.
That's not cool, snake.
Viciously ripping into your foot as you would feel your bones grind. Hey Heather, what are the bones on the top of your foot?
The
top.
very top, so probably the first three, the 3 cuneiforms, the cuboid, and the navicular.
Yep, all of
Navicular,
those.
that
All
sounds
of those
like
really hurt. You'll need to make a fortitude save as needles drive into your foot.
Sagira curses, and you probably chide me again for being on top of this and for cursing. But I get a 7.
A 7. You've had a really bad run with poisons.
Sagira's like, ah!
You take 2 points of constitution damage.
Why is it always Constitution?
as the poison flows into you.
Onuris holds back a comment about that's what you get for
Why aren't you up here fighting the
desecrating.
snake on Onuris?
Hey, Egyptians do not believe in karma.
Healing my butt.
True.
Yeah.
Wrong religion, bro.
Sudi.
I'm gonna clamber up opposite of Sitra to flank the snake.
All right, climb check or acrobatics, whichever. Climb is easier.
16 climb check.
16. Very well. You clamber up on top of the crate.
And then I'm gonna punch this thing from the high ground.
You're flanking the snake.
I'm not gonna hit it.
With a +2?
With a +2, I got a 14.
14 will not strike the cobra. It's far too fast for you.
Yep.
You gotta master.
You don't practice a fighting style, do you?
Not yet, no.
Yeah.
So
You're like,
I'm now sitting here
Cobra
going,
style.
Yeah, it's Cobra style. Maybe I need to be, serpent style.
Going from Sudi, we cut to Sagira.
I'm gonna curse. And then I'm gonna two-handed grip my Kopesh and swing down at this thing. With a nat 1.
Very well. A natural 1 will automatically miss your target. To be fair, it is clamped on your friggin'
We
leg.
know what we're doing, I promise.
I don't want to cut my own foot off, I guess.
Yeah.
That'd be a bad idea.
So basically, Sagira's on top of the sarcophagus, balancing precariously on one foot while viciously trying to shake 100 pounds of snake off of the other one. Flailing around wildly as we go to Onuris, who child surf from the sidelines.
Yes, well,
Always.
how hurt are you? Do you need healing?
I am at 13 out of 22, but I can't even get all the way to 22. So I'm down 7.
Okay.
Yeah, because your permanent hit points have dropped by.
Alright,
2.
I'm gonna...
We're only second level.
Then I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah, that's
swing
right.
at the cobra. I get a perfect 20.
Perfect 20 will strike. Your target automatically hits threats.
Can it be critical?
It can, in fact, be critical.
Yeah, I critical it.
Probably not with a 14.
14, no. It even has cover from that angle since you're attacking around the sarcophagus.
Hey, I do 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage, though. So you do manage some damage still, not getting through that damage reduction since nothing does, but still viciously slicing into the side of the thing. It dents hard, rearing back and staring in your direction.
Maybe it'll bite you this time.
I raise
Sitra.
my shield.
I'm gonna try to
I
hit
wonder
it.
if this works on snakes. Turns out it doesn't.
Well, that'll work. That would be a 24 and a threat.
A 24 will hit threat. Roll to confirm your critical hit.
Okay, good roll.
Will a 24 confirm? Because actually the first one should have been a 26 because of the flank.
Yes, a 24 will also confirm your critical hit as you bury your...
It can be,
you're not a Kopesh, you're a Kukri, aren't you?
I'm a kukri.
it can be
So,
sneaked,
but
can it?
Yes.
Okay, so
It is subject to
yay.
sneak attack.
That doesn't double though. Right?
No.
No. So it's 3d6 plus double your bonus, basically.
3d6. We're level 2.
Her sneak attack.
Oh, wait, no, that's d4 for the...
Yeah, I was going to
Kukri,
say
isn't it?
it's
Yeah,
2d4
sorry.
and 1d6.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking it was a d6 weapon. Yeah.
No. I wish that was...
Oh, well.
If you're large size.
That's true. if you're
so
an
that would be
ogre running around with a Kukri.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage, viciously ramming your blade into it. It is still going, as it seems to be rather hardily constructed monstrosity.
I love it. I want to take it home, but I need it to get off my foot.
It's so easy to take home. It's already attached to me. That will bring us to the cobra. It will ignore everyone else and attack Sagira.
Oh.
Because you're on the
Because you're on the
sarcophagus.
sarcophagus.
Whatever.
Screw you. Well, this might not hit this time. 15.
No, that does not hit.
So you would spring back and out of the way, still tendering your left ankle, which hurts like you would not believe.
Hit me on the foot. Just the top of the foot hurts real bad.
Yep. The needle's still protruding in and out of its jaws. Flares out its hood as we go back to Sudi.
Alright, flurry of blows time. I really wish I had pummeling style right now, but I don't. Nope, that's going to be a 13. That's a 9.
13 and 9 will both
Even
not
with the
hit.
flanking bonus, not helping.
You're hesitant to punch something that is made of iron.
Yeah, probably. Probably just a little bit.
My delicate hands.
I'm pulling my punches just a little bit, and it's like, no, I gotta commit.
He was doing that cat thing where they just like bop it on top of the head, but don't actually do anything to it. Go away, snake.
Yes, that's how that works.
Those amazing videos of cats scaring off like alligators and stuff when they're just like,
Just
Boop it.
snoot.
Boop it on the snoot.
Sagira.
Alright, I'm going to swing down at this again.
From Hell's Heart, you stab at it.
Yep, and this time I get a 23.
23 will strike your target.
Cool. I do 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage will finish it as you bury your Kopesh into its head.
Yay.
His little gemstone eyes pop out and it falls down to the ground.
Cool.
Still spring-loading needles out of its mouth.
I'm
before it
gonna
finally
hop
falls
off the
still.
sarcophagus and pick up this snake thing and see if I can get its eyes out.
He
just
said
said
the eyes popped.
the eyes
The
popped
gems
out.
popped out of its
Oh,
eyes.
they popped out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'm just gonna pick those up and put them in my pocket.
Very well.
It's kind of like a Rock'em Sock'em robot. Like instead of the head popping up, the eyes pop out. And that's how
You
Defeated.
may make it a praise check if you so wish.
Sweet. Yeah, okay. 14.
14. You don't really know how much these are worth. You don't think it's probably going to be a great deal, but you may be able to get a little bit for it.
I don't really have
I'm
a
rolling.
grand price.
15.
15, you'd probably think that each one of these gemstones is worth about 20 gold.
Hey, you know what? That's 20 gold.
Make some earrings out of them.
Make a viper circlet that goes
There
up
you
your
go.
arm.
That'd be cool. I'd
It's
like
like your
to,
own trophy.
I'd like to see if what poison is in it.
Checking it, you can actually pry open underneath its head into what appears to be a small reservoir area. It looks like it only had enough reservoir for 3 bites, so even if it bit you another time, it didn't have any poison. It already injected all of it. There is some residue left in there, but it would be a craft alchemy to determine what it is.
I don't know that.
Oh, well.
It's all out of poison. It's all in you.
Cool. So I guess we'll put that... is it worth anything? Like just the body itself?
No, it's just, well, it's 100 pounds of iron.
Is iron a thing that people pay for?
I mean, yeah, feasibly if you wanted to drag it out here. It's not, like, compared to its weight, it isn't worth that much, but
I'd like to.
the entirety of it would be worth 10 gold, as iron is
Ah.
worth 1 silver piece per pound.
I mean, where else are we going to go? We don't know. Well, actually, we haven't even checked for secret doors.
You haven't checked anything, you haven't actually checked around.
Well, this is probably his actual sarcophagus, so we'll see.
I think
maybe.
you should probably climb off of it.
I
at this
did.
point. Oh, okay.
I hopped off and I picked up those gemstones and looked at them.
Experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you do garner experience for defeating a challenge rating of 2, netting the party 150 XP.
I'd like to reverently dust off the sarcophagus, read it and whatnot. I don't want to open this if we don't have to.
We're not supposed to open it.
Yeah.
We need to just check the chests. And then
We will check the
for secret
chests.
doors, and if we're done,
Can
we're
you
done.
treat poison with a heal check? I cannot remember. It's been a while since I've been a healy person. I'm usually the stabby person.
Yeah, you can heal check poison.
Or
He'll
is
check
that-
my poisoned foot, please.
Or is that venom?
Yes, actually, sorry, I do need another save from Sagira.
Well, that time I actually did well and got a 20.
Okay.
I get a 20 on the heal check, and on yours is giving you a stern, disapproving look the entire time.
You can bandage up her foot if you so wish. The poison looks like it's already in her veins. There's nothing much you can do for it, but she seems to have fought off any of the further effects of it, despite the fact that Sagira does feel just terrible.
Ah, there's holes in the top of my boot. There was a snake in my
That's
boot.
what you're worried about. It's
These are
holes in
nice
your
boots.
Not the poison. Not the potential death.
I don't think I'm going to die.
The boots.
Have you never been bitten by a snake before? We live in a desert. There's plenty of snakes.
I've been bitten several times.
I have not been bitten by a snake.
I have to
Well, how
contemplate-
much
I have
time
to
are you
contemplate.
spending in tombs?
I was going to say, I'm very much a climbing kind of person, so I don't probably spend too much time on the ground.
While they're
Snakes
checking out the chests, I want to actually look at the sarcophagus.
Yes, so Citra is already looking at the sarcophagus and dusting off the top of it.
I'm going to check the chest for traps. I'm just going to perception it.
Okay, so you can make a perception roll for that. What is Sudi doing in the meantime?
I will perception roll for secret doors.
Alright, so you start searching around the outside of the room.
I don't find any. I get a 12.
Alright, so we'll start with Citra, since she was the first one to step up to the sarcophagus.
Did you just call me Citrus?
I said Citra.
Okay.
Citrus is your nickname. Also juicy fruit.
Because you're so acidic. Oh my.
I'm very pleased.
All right, I think you may take the cake for the funniest comment of the episode. There you go.
Alright, so
Oh my god, now she's gonna come to me and be like, what's up, Juicy Fruit?
Maybe.
Oh, Lord.
That might be a actually call Rachel this in real life thing now.
No, that's really, it's kind of a creepy nickname.
I was gonna say that's not something I'd be comfortable calling Rachel, so she's just gonna
Hey,
be
juicy
Rach.
fruit.
No, see, super creepy, right?
searching the sarcophagus, though, or checking the top of it, dusting it off, there are numerous hieroglyphs that line the outside of this. I do not believe you speak Ancient Osiriani, so you can't actually read that.
But I do have read magic.
No, there are no magical runes on this.
Are they magical runes?
Yes, read magic
why
magically
not?
lets you read everything. We don't need comprehend languages anymore.
That'd be cool.
Well, it does allow you to automatically identify scrolls.
That's true.
If you use it on scrolls and things like that.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to worry about that. There is gold leaf across the top of this, although scraping that off would be desecrating this.
No, I don't. I don't want to desecrate the tomb at all. It's more like I'm trying to.
You are given permission to open the sarcophagus as long as you treat the body with reverence and respect and take like funerary items to be returned back to the temple to sell. For instance, you could take the funerary mass to the temple and so that it could be put in a museum or an exhibit somewhere, but leave the body here interred with respect.
See?
I still feel weird about it.
I don't.
Yeah, but I'm not going to let you crack open the sarcophagus.
They said we could crack them open. They literally said you can open them.
No, it's part of this. Like
No, but I'm not going to let her be the one to open it and rifle the body after everything else she's done.
Well, no one else wants to do it.
So regardless, you can dust this off. You can make a perception roll if you so wish, though.
18.
At the very least, you can ascertain that this is not trapped.
There's no traps on the sarcophagus.
What do the hieroglyphs on the top of it say?
The hieroglyphs are a various number of prayers, primarily to Pharasma and Anubis. They seem to denote this as the sarcophagus of the warrior general Akhentep.
Did the trapped one say that? The one
The
that we
fake
found
one?
previously?
Yes.
Did it say that? Okay, so the main item should be him.
From,
Zombie noises.
there's a zombie somewhere nearby. From inside of the sarcophagus.
Zombie senses are tingling.
But Sagira,
I got a 10.
the chests do not appear to be trapped.
I'm going to open this one that I'm in front of.
And you get
Very well.
slowly burned with salt.
There are two chests. I assume you're just opening the one on the
one
south
on the
side of the
right.
room, the right. So you'd make your way over, cracking this one open. There's only a single object inside of this chest. What appears to be an exceptionally well-maintained suit of padded leather armor.
Oh, nice.
Is that like masterwork or just regular?
I mean, it looks masterwork quality to you.
Can I appraise it?
You can
I'm
appraise
going
it
to
if you so
cast
wish.
Detect Magic.
On my appraise...
You're reading hieroglyphs right now.
I get a 23 on my appraise.
I get a
23.
20 on my praise looking over there.
You're searching the room for secret doors.
And failing miserably.
So, with Sagira's appraise check, you would be able to determine that this is the very least masterwork. There are stitchings on here that kind of incline you to believe that this might actually be magical, considering the fact that it is perfectly well maintained.
That's cool.
After centuries down here.
And that's the only thing in this chest?
And that is the only thing in this chest.
Cool.
Sudi, what did you get searching for secret doors?
12.
12? Nope, this looks to be it.
Okay.
I guess Sagira's going to look at Onuris and be like, I think this is magical.
Cast Detect Magic.
There is magic on this set of armor.
Okay, that's a good roll. I get a 25 on my spellcraft.
With a 25 on your spellcraft, this is Akhentepe's armor. You can determine that from the hieroglyphs stitched into the padded armor itself. This is a suit of +1 staunching padded armor.
Staunching?
Staunching.
Stops your bleeding.
What does staunching do?
Staunching is a +1 adjustment, so it's a +2 set of armor in total. Our staunching suit of armor helps stop the flow of wounds from the wearer's blood from the wearer's wounds, automatically tightening like a tourniquet in the appropriate places while also magically reducing the severity of the wound. Staunching armor reduces hit point damage, and ability drain by an amount equal to its enhancement bonus if the damage or drain was from a bleed effect. The wearer also adds the armor's enhancement bonus to constitution checks to become stable.
Oh.
That's nice.
That's actually pretty cool.
In addition to this armor is of traditional Osirian design, consisting of a quilted cuirass of lightweight, breathable linen, a linen kilt, and a teardrop-shaped groin guard of stiffened linen. Besides its anti-bleeding properties, Akhentepe's armor grants its wearer a sense of impending danger. Once per day as a free action, when the wearer attempts an initiative check, the wearer can add a +3 insight bonus to that initiative check.
What's the armor bonus of padded?
+1, I think.
+1, so it's +2 total. It's +1 armor bonus, +8 maximum dexterity allowance. So it's one of those, like if you're a super dexterous character.
Yeah, that's
Too
not
bad
gonna
I
work for
can't
me.
wear any armor whatsoever.
This armor is worth 5,235 gold pieces.
Wow.
Alright, so what else are you guys checking?
No, there's one more
There's
chest.
one more chest.
The other chest.
Well, while they're looking at the other chest, I'd like to give the room another sweep for secret doors.
Okay, you may make another perception roll, searching for secret doors. I guess everyone else is piling around the remaining chest.
Yep.
Well, I'm hanging out by the sarcophagus, but
I only got an 11.
I'm going to open the chest.
Okay. Searching the room for secret doors, you do not see any other secret doors exiting out of this chamber.
I should just take
I
a
told
10.
you.
She just gives you a look.
The other chest contains two objects. One is apparently a cloth sack. It disintegrates basically under your touch
Oh, that's sad.
as you grab hold of it, spilling out its contents of 500 gold pieces.
Hey. Oh, God.
Ancient Osiriani gold pieces.
Yep, interestingly enough, worth the same now.
Aww.
There's still just 1 ounce of gold. There's also a small, well-preserved darkwood coffer. Anyone that wishes to make an appraise check may.
I will. I got a 20.
You get a 4.
With a 20, you would estimate that this darkwood coffer itself is probably worth about 50 gold pieces, as it's darkwood, which is rather rare in Osirian.
Is it locked or anything?
No, it just has a small latch on the side of it that you can pop open.
Is it trapped?
Asking the right questions.
Does the rogue wish to check it for traps?
Yes.
Very well.
15.
15. It is not trapped.
I'm going to open it. So Sagira opens the lid.
Opening the lid to this, you would find inside of this box are 2 potion vials.
Oh.
Although what they do, you have no idea. In addition to that is an ornate lapis and cornelian pendant.
I can appraise the pendant.
I'll just make an appraise check for everything in the box.
Oh. Well, that's a 19.
19. You would estimate that this pendant is worth about 70 gold pieces. There are also an assortment of other cornelian, lapis, and turquoise semi-precious stones, worth a total of about 55 more gold pieces.
And I guess this might be magical also.
I get a 21 for one of the potions and then a 20 for the other one.
You'd be able to identify both of these potions. One is another potion of dark vision. I believe you found one earlier. Apparently he really liked having dark vision. The second one is a potion of lesser restoration.
I'm going to drink that immediately.
And I won't even bother writing it down.
Drinking it, you would heal up 1d4 points of your ability damage. At that point, only the sarcophagus in this room
We are
remains.
going to very, very carefully open it, and Onuris and Sudi are the ones that are going to pull stuff out of it.
You would actually have to grind around the outside of this since it is sealed to open this. I imagine, at the very least, Sudi could probably stand nearby and recite prayers of Pharasma and make sure it's like, hey, we're just doing this because the church says we can.
Oh, Pharasma, please don't look down here. Everything's fine down here in the sarcophagus room. Everything is copacetic.
We're all fine here. How are you? Opening the sarcophagus, there would be a hiss of air displaced as you would pry this open, and a small film of dust would plume out of it as you slide the sarcophagus lid to the side, itself being obscenely heavy.
It's probably going to take all 4 of us to move it.
Looking inside, you would find a single mummified body, fully wrapped in his bandage wrappings with his arms crossed across his chest. Sitting upon his face is an exquisitely crafted gold funerary mask, resemblant of the same one that you see on top of the sarcophagus. A quartet of canoptic jars would sit at his feet.
I'm going to say a prayer to the old gods.
I
Oh,
will mutter
Pharasma,
a-
please don't let this be an actual mummy that's going to come up and smite us. Everything's copacetic here. How are you?
Sitra will probably mutter a prayer to Osiris, since that's who she follows.
Very well. Met her a couple of prayers. Hey guy, thanks for keeping this city safe so many centuries ago. Sorry they didn't bury your mistress with you.
How do we very carefully take off the mask without disturbing the
Well,
mummy?
it's placed on his face,
Okay,
so
it's
you
not
can just
actually-
lift it.
Yeah, it's not like a
Very
helmet.
carefully lift it and hand it to someone else.
How much is the mask worth?
You may make an appraise check if you so wish.
I get a 15.
I got a 17.
I get a 19.
Oh, hey.
Or 20.
I get a 20 as well, actually.
Very well. So you guys would kind of confer back and forth. This is an art piece. It is worth 500 gold pieces by your estimate.
Cool.
Does the church want us to bring back things like canoptic jars, or are we leaving his internal organs with him?
You
No,
would
we
leave
should
those
not
respectively
not
with the
touch
body.
those, yeah.
Okay, so then we're going to push the lid back over.
After that, I suppose you would collect yourselves.
Yes.
There doesn't appear to be any other exits from this place, so...
Welp. We did it.
This was a fun expedition. Now
The adventure path is complete. Congratulations.
Tune in next time where we'll be running
Jade Regent.
Jade Regent.
Well, I guess we better hurry back and get our next location.
They won't give it to us till tomorrow, won't they?
No, I think we get
No, you could go and get it today.
Yeah.
Whether or not you wanted to tromp back through the graveyard, go over there, get it, and then immediately set back off, or if you wanted to rest for a day would be up to you.
I don't know.
Even though I know that my character has no idea that she did pass the perception check, in her paranoia of how many they found, could she sweep the room once more?
Yeah, I mean, you could feasibly take 10 if you so wished.
I would like to take 10, and I will get a 16.
16? Yeah, you don't see any signs of any other secret doors. And you actually found a mummy in this one, which would imply that this is Akhentepe's burial chamber.
All right. So back to town then.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll mosey our way back.
Collecting yourselves and heading out, the party does garner experience for defeating a challenge rating of 3 for successfully completing the Tomb of Akhentep, netting the party 200 experience points, and you would make your way out.
Close all the secret doors and stuff behind us and roll that big old huge thing
And collect
back
my
to...
closing everything back up, climbing up the rope back out. Mm-hmm. Did you guys leave the body of that guy down there?
I think we did.
I think we did. Yeah,
I think you just like laid him respectfully off to the side and just like, I guess you live here now, guy.
I mean, that's a crypt.
Bury him where he fell.
You're just gonna kill people in town, just throw them down this hole.
No,
everyone lives down this hole now.
Well, we're not gonna do that, but he's already been here for a while.
It's hard to get out of.
We might as well stay down here.
That's true.
Yeah, seal everything back up as best we can.
So sealing this all back up.
And then when we come back out, we're going to be on the lookout for people that want to rob us.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. You would step out of the blessed coolness of the tomb. It's still late morning at this point, since you set off early, so the wind whipping back and forth through the abandoned streets. As you would step out once more into the necropolis, making your way off. I suppose squinting against the sun and beginning to navigate the streets back. Mm-hmm. The necropolis seems relatively quiet. At some point you would hear a far distant boom. You have no idea what's going on there. Yes, another adventuring party that maybe brought an alchemist.
It's probably the Americans.
The
Americans.
Mandarin.
Yep. They did actually send, there's like an entire Mandarin group.
Oh, boy.
You guys would have seen them hanging around.
Just imagine
They're like the Four
American-
Lanterns or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
I just imagine the group from the Mummy. Woo! Getting on
firing their guns in the air. Yep, it's a party of like 3 gunslingers and an alchemist, just throwing bombs and shooting guns in the
How
air.
are you doing this respectfully?
They're doing like a 21 gun salute after they kill everything. That is not cheap because every bullet you fire as a gunslinger costs you a gold piece. Alright, so you begin navigating your way back. Mm-hmm. Winding through the city streets. I will need a perception roll from the party.
17 for Sagira.
16 for Sudi.
9.
18 for Onuris.
None of you would see anyone else as you make your way. No sign of other movement or other life here. This place seems as derelict as a necropolis you're going to guess actually should be. Far overhead, that falcon would still circle, and further afield you can see what look to be buzzards, circling over a much further place far off towards the eastern portion of the city.
Yeah, that's not good.
More immediately, though, both Onuris and Sagira would hear a screech. Not a bird-like noise, but some sort of animal, before there would be a loud hiss and what seems to be the sound of someone speaking in Osiriani, although you can't make out the words from here. A low, gravelly voice coming from down an alley and maybe the next street over.
Should we look at it?
Yeah, let's go check that out.
Bro, are you approaching it openly, or are you guys attempting to stealth your way forward? I don't know what you're...
Stealth.
I have
Stealth, air quotes.
I have a baby amount of stealth.
I mean, we can try
I
to
was going to say,
approach
the rogue,
quietly.
the rogue and the ranger might be able to go forward and scout.
Yeah, we can go scout.
The alleyway is about 60 feet long, so it wouldn't be that far away from the rest of the party if something happened.
I didn't notice anything, so I assume you grab me and
I'm
you're
just like, we're going to go look.
The rogue and the ranger make their way forward.
I get a 22 on my stealth.
I get a 26.
The two of you would slink down this long abandoned alleyway, the sand underneath your feet keeping you from making too much noise on the cobblestones as you make your way through, as all the sand seems to have simply blown from the streets on either side and gathered here in this alley. You would reach the end of it before turning around the corner. There you would see what was once a man. A figure of some perhaps 6 feet in height. He wears a cloth which covers the lower portion of his body, although the cloth itself is blood-stained and his clothes have been long torn. His flesh has turned a putrid shade of bruised blue and purple. His hair seemingly fallen out entirely, and his face almost split open into a rictus grin. He would stand over what you're going to guess was the thing making the screeching noise. Heavy, raspy breathing, what appears to be black cat of some large size. Maybe a panther or a black leopard. Badly injured and bleeding. The thing would chuckle to himself. Kitty, kitty, far from home. An extended, almost 2-foot-long tongue would loll out of its mouth as it would loom over, beginning to lean down over the body of the cat.
We save the
Sagira
kitty.
goes, hey!
I was going to say, I think hands down we should all say
Yeah.
the thing that looks kind of sort of like...
Citra immediately
The thing would
draws her
start
kukri.
turning back towards the rest of you.
Pick on
Its
something your
eyes
own
are
size.
milky white pools, filled with some sort of hatred, but whatever this thing is, it is not living.
Sweet!
You need to step away from the cat.
Pick on something your own size.
Oh, I will. It would begin striding forward, and we will pick it up here next week. Cue the music.